We failed boat life. We quit. Want to fix up my Mercedes and sell the boat.
It is a cold, snow-covered day deep in the Maine woods when a young man opens a door. Today is the day he has decided. He is ready to get hurt again. His 1983 Mercedes T1 hasn't crossed state lines since the turn of the millennium, and spent several of those years sinking her tires into the ground with every freeze and thaw. He knows, or rather suspects, what this project will require of him. It has been a long road for the two of them already. Summers full of repairs and test drives and winters of waiting. But now, in December of 2024, the first snows are falling as the young man prepares for a migration. He is taking his lumbering lady on a journey.
Will this van make it? Yeah, I'm ready. You ready?
Somehow the alternator bracket is completely loose and wiggly. The alternator is not loose tension-wise, but it is loose because the bracket's loose. Somehow that got loose. I don't know how. One of the bolts is really tight, so it might have like bent or rounded off with all the vibrations. So it's really hard to get it off. I'm afraid it might break, which I don't want. This is wiggly. I could probably just tension it and it would be fine, and I think that's what I'm going to have to do. Alright, let's pick it up.
Well, the weather outside is very nice.
We're by the highway.
We just had our first issue with the van so far, and that's the alternator gave out. So it's shaking really bad. So I just retensioned it, tightened the bolts. One of the bolts is not going to come undone. So that's a problem in the future. I noticed the tachometer went out early on, like probably an hour and a half ago now. And I knew that was a sign the alternator wasn't charging. Good news, we're not leaking coolant anymore. I think that's fixed. I put some pepper in the radiator earlier, and the coolant's still at the same level. Bad news, we're leaking a bunch of oil. Other bad news, our alternator is a little funky. Good news, we're getting back on the road. And bad news, we got delayed. Bad news, good news, bad news. Remember the bolt that's stuck? Mm-hmm. One end of it finally broke off, and I think I saw that end at the last rest stop we were at. It was just like hanging there. I can't get that bolt out at all, which is a wicked bummer. Because I think it's just getting bent like crazy. I think that's causing the water pump to like leak like crazy. So like everything's just leaking. Everything's just falling apart.
Say good morning.
I don't know if it's good yet.
Yeah.
This might be the end of the road trip. It's bad.
It's bad?
It's bad.
The whole bracket holding on the alternator, that's toast. And that bracket also holds the thermostat for the coolant, and that's not good.
a lot of coolant coming out now.
Jeez.
So the broken bracket on the alternator could have cracked the thermostat housing going into the side of the engine block, and that's all aluminum. So it's an old van, old motor. That's going to be really hard to find a new housing. I'm going to see if I can like JB weld it and drive it.
The Mercedes had come to rest in the parking lot of the Scranton McDonald's. For 9 hours, Jake tried everything to remove the bolt from the bracket. Heat, welding, hammering. He knew he needed to eliminate the excess vibration to protect other engine components from damage, and replacing that bolt was his best bet. In the end, he resorted to what he does best: working smarter.
So I ended up snipping off the old belt, and I bought this at Harbor Freight, which is a linkable V-belt. It's for drills and shop equipment. You link this together, put it around the main pulley for the engine, whatever it's called, and then we put it around the water pump. Because we don't have the alternator that would be tensioning that. We're gonna drive without an alternator. But we gotta fix the coolant leak, so let's put some ground pepper in the radiator. A very healthy amount.
Spicy.
That should find the cracks and fill them. So we've been parked at this McDonald's in Scranton, Pennsylvania, right next to all these stores, which is really convenient for, I don't know, it's 8 hours we've been here.
Yeah.
And this is gonna be the first time we started it since, because I've been hammering away at it like a madman all day. I don't know if it will do what we need it to do. We've got no alternator, so now we need to run battery to the battery. No charge light, no alternator, no attack anymore. It fits the inputs. So we've got major, severe problems with this van right now. Can't go above 30 miles an hour in the van right now without having major shakes. It like blew up on the highway. Had to pull over and see what was wrong. Nothing noticeable right away. I did find a crack in the oil pan, so yikes. The propeller shaft, the drive shaft, has a vibration dampener that attaches to the transmission, made of rubber, completely blown up. So we have violent shakes. Our starter motor is about to fall off. We have no alternator, and we have 14,000 miles to Texas. So we're either going to leave the van or get it shipped. And I'm scheduled with a truck to get it shipped. Hopefully they'll take this van. We'll see. This is home.
For the second time in a year, we found ourselves packing our belongings into a rental car to drive across the country. We might have felt a weird sense of déjà vu had it not smelled strongly of the chicken farm down the road instead of the sea.
True test.
Thanks to Jake's persistence and the harried efforts of a call center agent named Nathan, the van was loaded onto a trailer and on its way at the same time we were. We drove an uneventful 21 hours straight through the night, happy enough to watch the sun rise and the temperatures rise with it. The van arrived safely only a day after we did, and despite its issues and distinct lack of a charging apparatus, they were able to get it off the truck with a little coaching from Jake.
And you're the only person that knows how to drive it.
So for now, Texas is home. And we arrived just in time to ring in the new year, Texas style.
Van life.